your instrument goes through everything you go through in life. It's right there with you. And so through the bumpy parts and the rough patches, it's there with you, going through it with you. But what I've learned time and again, your voice is resilient. It can be restored. You can sing again. When you're out of practice, it can be hard to bring yourself to get back into the flow of practicing and singing again. Because chances are you're in your head about what your voice will sound like. You're dreading the judgment you'll face from yourself when you open your mouth to sing for the first time in a long time. So here are 5 truths to walk into your practice session with, so you can start singing again with a clear mind and an open heart. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. Are you tired of pushing aside your desire to sing, only for it to resurface again and again? Hey, I'm Lainey, voice and creativity coach, singer and songwriter. If you're ready to rediscover the freedom of creative expression, free from judgment, doubt, comparison, and fear, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to give voice to the songs in your heart. Let's sing. Before we dive into today's episode, I'd like to share a review from Sarah Morera. She says, "So inspiring. I love how this podcast helps me to see music in a deeper way. So inspiring and grounding." Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for your kind words and for taking the time to leave a review. And hey friend, if you've been listening and loving this podcast, would you please take a moment to leave a written review of your own? It lights me up to hear from you, and it also helps other people to find the show. So go to Apple Podcasts, scroll down to ratings and reviews, and click on the little purple lettering that says write a review. Thank you so much for helping us grow. Now, every time I've gone on a singing hiatus, I've learned a little bit more about what to do and what not to do. And there have been many times, some longer than others, from weeks to years. Sometimes after a big performance I'd been working towards, there would be that letdown, that letdown afterwards. And I'd been working for so hard and for so long and so intensely that I just needed to rest and I needed a break from it all. And other times, I think about college and how I took a break from singing for most of the summer, every summer. So coming back in the fall, I had to brush off the dust and the rust and, get my voice back into shape to kind of ramp up to the intensity to come. And other times it was because of emotional stuff I was going through, the life stuff. It was grief, not feeling like singing, and that lingered on. And now here I am as a postpartum mom of 2 boys, and I find myself in this place again where, by the end of the 3rd trimester, it was all I could do to just waddle around chasing my toddler, getting out of breath. And, I could barely breathe. I was running out of air so quickly. And, I had that continuous heartburn that kept my vocal cords nice and swollen. And then, there was abusing my voice in labor. Totally worth it. I don't know that I'd call it abuse. I'd say that was a very good use of my voice, but it got hoarse and tired, right? Because also beyond that was the sleep deprivation, and my voice is tired. My body's all out of sorts. So it's a lot right now. But I've come to the point where I've given myself some time and some space to adjust. I'm getting into a rhythm. Not saying I'm not going to lose my rhythm. It'll happen. I know it will. But, I've allowed myself some breathing room and given myself some grace. So now I'm ready to kind of ease my way back into it once again. So today I have these reminders for you. And these are reminders that I'm taking with me into this new beginning, taking it to heart for myself, but I also want to share it with you because it's important to walk into this new beginning, this revival of singing and making music. It's important to walk into it with peace and grace. I've learned this throughout the years and throughout my vocal journey. Like I said, whether it's weeks or years sometimes, it's all okay. Give yourself grace. Come from a place of peace as you re-enter this creative space and embrace another new beginning. Letting go of preconceptions and letting yourself be where you are as you begin again. So here are 5 things to remember as you get back into the flow of practicing and you work on getting your voice back. Number 1, it's not going to sound great at first. Sing anyway. Sing through that. Let it be messy. It takes time to rebuild that strength and find that clarity again, find that warmth in your tone, that nice, rich resonance. Give yourself grace. And I know it can be really hard, but don't fight against what is. I know so many times I would open my mouth to sing for the first time in a long time, and I would want to push it to get to where I want it to be. I would push to make it sound like it used to, or I'd go straight to the exercises, trying to pick up right where I left off, right to those really challenging, more advanced vocal exercises. And then I'd be so mad at myself when my voice didn't sound like it did when I left it. So be gentle with your voice, ease your way back in, and just embrace the mess. If there's anything I'm learning right now in this phase of life, this season of life for myself with a toddler and a baby, it's just embrace the mess and have fun in the mess. Remember what matters. This is a moment in time. And what matters is that you are returning to the joy of singing and coming back home to yourself through your singing voice. Number 2, your voice is resilient. Have faith that your instrument can be restored. This is so encouraging to know. And I know this through experience of, the roller coaster that is having a life as a singer, as a creative, as a musician. With your body being your instrument goes through everything you go through in life. It's right there with you. And so through the bumpy parts and the rough patches, it's there with you, going through it with you. The emotion is all there in your voice. And the physical wear and tear is there with you as well. But what I've learned time and again, your voice is resilient. It can withstand far more than you would imagine. Not that we want to purposefully put it through all that, but it can be restored. It can come back with strength and clarity and richness and beauty. It may be different, but it will still be your voice restored in all its beauty and fullness. So have faith. Your voice is resilient. Number 3, you have to meet your voice where it is, not where it was, not where you want it to be, but where it is right now. I think I touched on this already, but it's important to come back again and again to this point. You have to meet your voice where it is. And just accept it and embrace it for where it is, knowing that you have the ability to find that strength again, find that beauty again. You may find there has been an evolution. You may find that your voice is different, but you have the capacity to improve what you encounter and get it back into a place of ease and clarity and beauty. Number 4, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, it's not a race. We know that. This is not a race. It's not a competition. It's not even a competition against yourself. Keep that in mind too. Like, you're not competing against past you or the vision you have of you in the future. This is not a competition, okay? But I'm using the phrase, okay, slow and steady wins the race, meaning ease your way back in. So you can think of it like you're courting the muse, the creative muse, okay? Like, open the door for her, treat her like a lady, take her out to dinner and pull out her chair for her and tell her she looks beautiful because she does. Find the beauty that is there in this moment and take it slow and take it steady and know that you have time. You have space. Let it breathe. Let it percolate. Let that growth happen in its own time. Your job is to show up and give it that TLC. Show it some love. Spend time with your voice. Spend time with the creative muse. Spend time in that space of creating, of singing, of making music. And take it easy. One step at a time. Number 5, keep an open mind and an open heart about your sound. I've touched on this as well, but it may have evolved. It may have changed since you last sang more regularly, or since it was last in shape. But you have to find this balance of embracing and accepting whatever is revealed, but also knowing that you can hone and refine and build strength and find greater clarity. So trust in your voice with where it is right now, knowing that you have the capacity for growth. It'll get better. Your job is to show up and sing. Spend time in that creative space. Give yourself the grace of easing your voice back into its full strength a little bit at a time. Starting with some gentle warm-ups, starting in that comfortable range, and little by little stretching yourself. But only when you're ready, only when it feels like it wants to give. And you'll know because you're listening within. You are letting yourself be guided by that inner voice, where you can sense and feel what your voice needs in the moment. So trust yourself. You got this. You can sing again. One more time, those 5 truths to remember as you're getting back into the flow of practicing and working on getting your voice back after some time away, whether it's been a short time or a long time. Number 1, it's not going to sound great at first. Sing anyway. Number 2, your voice is resilient. It can be restored. Number 3, you have to meet your voice where it is, not where it was or where you want it to be, where it is. Number 4, slow and steady. Ease your way back in. And number 5, keep an open mind and an open heart about your sound and how it may have changed. This is a new beginning. So approach it as a new adventure. You're getting to know your voice again. At its core, yes, your voice is still there. It has always been there. It will always be there at its core. But just as you grow and evolve and change through life with each experience you go through and each season that you pass through in this life, it is also changing and evolving and growing. So let it happen and embrace it. I have this gray streak that's shown up ever since my first son came into the world. It was already starting before then, but it really got more defined as I became a mother. And, at this point, I am embracing that gray streak and I'm loving it. The silver lining, if you will. So this is part of life. It shows the life we have lived and the experiences that we've had and the things that have made us who we are. So let's just embrace those things as we step into a new season of singing, a new beginning. Your voice is resilient. It is still there. It has always been there. It is not lost. You can sing again. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.